Welcome back, everybody. So glad you could be here with me today. Walter here at the workbench. You ever notice when you're sick? you know, sick. You can sing notes that you don't normally sing. So I like sea shanties, and there's one that begins, yo ho, yo ho, yo ho, yo ho, yo ho. See, those notes don't normally come out. I mean, also it would be for, meditation. You could do, oh. Those notes, they're just not normally there, but you stress your larynx, all the stuff, uh, it's horrible. It's disgusting. So, for those of you who tuned in on my earlier video, you know that we now have my pocket knife, my Paul Sellers pocket knife, back in action. So excited. So, that now permits me to open this second care package, which came from South Carolina. The blades came from Florida. This package came from South Carolina, sent by a very caring person. And you know who you are. And not even opening it, not even knowing what's inside, I want to thank you from my heart, wherever it is. And may you be richly blessed. During my time off, it just so happens that it coincided. In other words, it happened at the same time as the culmination or the end of the Monk's Walk from Texas to the White House. So I've been doing a lot of personal reflection on the injury and everything that I have to suffer with this because of a lack of focus. The monks referred to it, and I can't pronounce the venerable monk's name, but he was teaching mindfulness. Okay? And I have no right or ability to teach anything on this topic. However, I can relate to it. So, oh, it's a box within a box. It'll be a little tricky. I'll get it. So, in relationship to mindfulness in the workshop, like right now, I'm reaching blindly with a sharp object into a space I cannot see. So you have to be mindful of what you are doing. But it goes deeper than that. It goes down to your breathing and the fact that, oh my goodness, oh my. This is too much. This is too much. Thank you so much. It is believed that your mind can only truly process one thing at a time. So what we have here is a gift to lift my spirits. Oh my. This is a well-used and repaired Japanese kana, very thin. When I have the ability to take it apart, I will photograph and see if there's any details. Very finely set. Just trying to brush some shavings out. So this has had some repairs made to it that are kind of interesting. There are these eye-shaped pieces. There's one on the bottom. There's one at the top. There's also another piece here, which surprisingly may have been pinned, but it was used to help close the mouth on it. Wow. That's pretty amazing. And then this one here is a .035 Ohio tool. Has a fairly well cambered iron. The screws holding the frog in a bit loose, and that might need some work. That's better. At least it's not loose. So these, I'm sure, were very special to the brother who sent it to me. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Being one-winged is not any fun at all. So, advance to the left, retract to the right. And that's as far as it'll go, right there. And that's got that blade sticking out pretty good. We'll work on that one too. Now this one, due to the horn, is a traditional European style. And it has what appears to be some sort of a plastic sole was attached. I'm not going to try to get into it. You can see there was a sole attached to the bottom of it, which has since cracked. So that might be a project down the road. I don't see a name stamped on the outside. I'm not allowed to lift anything with this hand. There we go. That was on my arm. This has been well loved. Look how much it's been used. It is a Chaplin Stephens Pine Meadow, Connecticut, USA. That's interesting. I would have definitely thought that this was... Oh, this is stamped W. Schmidt Company, Newark, New Jersey. All very interesting. Well, thank you so much. This has definitely taken my mind off of a lot for this time here in the workshop. By the way, if you're ever working with a wedged plane, and you put your blade set in and it's sliding forward, it's not just stopping. What you can do is put your wedge in on top and pull the blade set back in order to set the wedge. So let's get a good camera shot of the trio. That is so special. We're going to have to find a special place in the workshop for these. In fact, I have a few tools now that are gifts over time. Not sure if I'll be able to get to use these two. And this one, I might. This one should come back to life reasonably quickly. So that's about it, everybody. I know this is kind of a long, rambling video, but think about your mindfulness when you're doing things in the workshop. You know, just like when I was trying to tap this wedge out, I have to be mindful that I can't put any weight at all on this hand. They told me, you can't lift anything more than a cup of coffee. Well, depends how big of a cup of coffee. And by the way, I can't hold a cup of coffee in this hand, so how would I lift it anyway? Let me think about that. So that's about it for this one. So glad you could come along. And please, in order to keep the channel alive, you have to go back and watch some of the older videos, because without it, my channel view count is going like this. And unless it keeps going up, we won't keep the channel alive. We'll still be here, but it won't be alive. The more the videos are watched, the more YouTube recommends the videos to other people to watch. So, I know, it's just one of those things. So as usual, like, subscribe, and share the video. Let people know I'm not dead yet. Walter out.